to my channel. Today I am bringing on my client Stacie. We have been working together for a little while and she is going to walk you through what our journey has looked like and how she went from feeling kind of stuck and stagnant in her progress as far as running to finishing races and reaching PRs and achieving her goals and kind of getting a sneak peek at what is coming up next for her. So this is an awesome interview. I'm super excited. So without further ado, here we go. Here's Stacie. All right, you guys, I have Stacie here. Stacie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Stacie Minnick. I am 33 years old and I live in Goodyear, Arizona, originally from Michigan. And I am an instructional coach, and I've also been running for about 3 or 4 years.
Awesome. So Stacie, what got you into running?
I was always kind of active and into sports. But when I was in sports, like running was the punishment and I hated it. And I only did track a little bit in middle school just to stay in shape for other sports. So I definitely did not grow up liking running. I hated it. And I used to also be a smoker. And I know, funny how that works. Lived in a small town and everybody smoked. So I smoked. And then about 4 years ago, June of 2017, I had enough of it. I quit smoking. And then that's when I started to pick up running because I was kind of drawn to the idea of being a runner, but I always had that excuse. I can't run, I smoke. So once I quit smoking, I focused on running and found a new passion in that.
I think that's so powerful. And I kind of see that pattern a lot with runners. It seems like there is a very impactful moment where they thought like maybe they could run, but they couldn't run. And there's just that one moment where they go, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm just going to go start running. So it's really cool that you have that moment to kind of share with us. So tell us a little bit about what your journey has looked like over the last couple of years.
So I started running, like I said, 2017. I signed up for my first race was a 10K, trail 10K. I didn't know it was a trail run until after the fact. I was like, oh, there's a difference between trails and roads. Like, so I obviously rookie. I started out that and just did, 5Ks, 10Ks. And then I had this crazy idea to do a half marathon. I believe my first one was 2018. I did my first half marathon. Sorry if I said marathon, half marathon. Did a few halves, and then I had this, crazy goal, like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool to do a sub, 2 hour half? And it was hard. I was getting my first half was like 2:28. And then around 2:10, my PR was at the time was 2:06, and I was hovering around 2:06, 2:09, 2:10, 2:12. I just was stuck there for a while. And then eventually I did a full marathon in the summer of 2021. And after that full marathon, I also got PRs with my half marathon, blew it out of the water. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, being a coach and getting to just kind of see, at least the last half of that journey has been amazing because, we're going to get into this, but just the shifts that have happened inside of you have been absolutely amazing because these are the things, I can give you the plan, right? I can write you the customized plan, but I can't do the race for you. All of those shifts happened inside of you. And that's amazing to get to kind of watch that journey kind of unfold. So at what point, because we've been working for a little while, at what point did you kind of decide that you wanted to get a running coach, or what kind of started sparking those ideas?
I knew I needed a running coach because I was stuck. Like no matter how hard I trained, like I was at a plateau, I was stuck, I couldn't do better. I started doing other things that actually made my running worse. Everybody was, not to throw certain MLMs under the bus, but there's some MLMs that are like, oh, this workout plan is great. It's great for runners. And I followed it to a T, and it made me worse. My running, instead of improving, I got worse. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm working harder. I'm doing this. This person on Instagram says it'll make me a better runner. Oh, but wait, they also sell that stuff too. So, I mean, I just was sick and tired of trying to figure it out on my own. I was sick and tired of these MLMs trying to sell products and workouts and things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're bad. They just weren't customized to me. And I know I was smart. I need somebody who is an expert in this and like specializes in this, and this is what they know what they're doing. So I knew I needed to reach out to somebody who knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah. And what was it like to get a customized training plan? What's the difference between getting just a normal training plan off the internet and getting something that's customized to you?
Oh my God, it's like day and night. It's amazing. I mean, with you, like I kind of found something I liked, which is fine on the internet, but when I gave it to you, I felt like you made it custom to me. And I was doing runs that I never thought I could do in the training. And I had I felt like just that was a victory. There were so many victories in that training plan, because I wouldn't have done it if I found it on the internet and nobody to hold me accountable. Because that's the other piece too, is because with it's not just the customized training plan that fits me and my needs. I report it back to my coach. So when I'm running, it's like, I got to log this and tell my coach, because that's another, that voice in your head that says, you did good enough. You could know if I slack, then I'm going to have to tell my coach that. So there's the accountability piece too, but those training plans, I couldn't find it on the internet. Like I said, I could find a basic one on the internet, but giving it to you, my coach, you really customized it to me specifically and my needs. And as a result, like that's when I started seeing a change in my runs.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the moment because I remember I was like talking to my sister and you sent me a message and you said like, when I saw this run, I was like, there's no way I could do it. But then I kept like reminding myself that I can do this and I can do hard things. And you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. And that was the moment I was like, she's going to do it. She's with that mindset, with that attitude, she's going to get her sub 2-hour half marathon, because that was the shift compared to, kind of talk about the first race that we did together, and let's talk about the second half marathon that we did together, and let's talk about the shift that happened from the first one to the second one.
So the first one and second one, I think the main, it was mindset, totally mindset. Like it was the training. But I made up my mind in mile 6 that I wasn't going to do it. And the one thing I learned is that at mile 6 or mile 2 or mile whatever, you can't win the race at mile 6 or mile 2, but you can sure lose it. And I lost it because my mind went had all these negative thoughts, and the negative thoughts took over, and I just finished it in 2:10, which is not bad for me. It was kind of like what I was doing, but I freaked out because I was focused too much on my watch and constantly looking, and I was hyping myself up too much and just getting really rigid, and that's what happened. But with the second marathon, or half marathon, I should say, that I worked with you on, is I focused more on RPE. I didn't focus much on my watch, just how I was feeling. And when I do that, the time flies by quickly. And it's like my watch, like beep, beep, every mile. It's like, whoa, was that already a mile? Just time flies by so much quicker when I focus on RPE instead of my pace. And then the mindset too, like I just, no negative thoughts allowed. That's what I learned in my training. And you suggested David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. Game changer, total game changer. Like one thing I learned from Goggins, and I replay it into my head to this day when I'm doing a tough run, is don't have any doubts in your head, because doubt will F you up.
Yeah.
And it is so true. Just the littlest tiny doubt, nope, squash it. Like as soon as that happens, start thinking positive things. What's going right? What are you grateful for? What's good? Don't think any negative thoughts are not allowed. And that's a lot of the battle right there
Yeah.
with these just with distance running.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nobody wants to believe me, but running is a mental sport,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it doesn't matter how good of a training plan that you have, if the mindset isn't there, it's not going to work. But it's also it's finding, the mindset and the strategy and the effort to get you to the finish level, right? It's those three things. And for those of you that don't know, the RPE scale, that's the rate of perceived exertion, and that really worked with Stacie. That was her strategy to get her to the finish line. That doesn't mean that that strategy is going to work for everyone, but you can see how just tweaking a strategy just a little bit by looking at RPE rather than pace, it's a complete game changer. So if you feel like you're running and you're working out and you're not improving, chances are the strategy that you're using is working for everybody else except for you, because it's not customized to you. And I know the first race, we had, some of those mindset issues and stuff going on, but your training was on point.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to take really kind of a same plan, same idea, and take it and transition it to an RPE style training plan, and then just seeing just those clicks that happened with inside you was just so exciting to see how one strategy to another can completely change a runner.
Right.
100%. So that
And I
was
shaved
super
off like 10, and I shaved off 10 whole minutes between those two races.
yes. No, that is absolutely amazing. And like I said, just getting those messages from you, like, I didn't think I could do it, but look what I did. Like, I didn't know I could hold those speeds at the end. And oh my gosh, I did it. Right. Those messages are just it, like I said, that's when I knew you were going to get that time, that PR. When did you know for you? When did you know I can do this? Like, when was it like less of a dream and more of a reality?
During the race, when I got the sub to during the last race.
Yeah.
Well, because I learned that the first 5 miles of a half are very just don't even look at your watch,
Yeah.
because I used to get caught up, oh my god, I'm so behind, or I'd push too fast and then tire myself out. I would say it was probably around mile 8 and 9, because I wasn't 7, 8, 9, because like I said, I wasn't obsessing over my watch, and it was like beep, beep, like, whoa, that mile flew by fast, and I got it in me. And I could see, oh my gosh, I was like, I'm definitely going to PR, but I'm getting close to a 2 hours, like, because my PR was 2:06, 2:07. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to smoke that. Even if, I went slow, I'm like, I'm going to smoke that. But then once I got to mile 10, I was like an 11 when I started like, okay, getting heavy, it's getting hard. I just started thinking I didn't come this far only to come this far. Like,
Yeah.
what if I got 2 hours or sub 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it was about halfway through or a little over halfway. It was like, wow, you know, big mind blown.
Awesome. I mean, like, as a runner, I know that feeling. Like, I can identify those moments where just like you go from like maybe hopefully
Yeah.
to, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. Like
Mhm.
that switch. It's like overcoming the wall. Like all the runners talk about the wall. It's like
Yeah.
that moment where you go over the wall and you're like, there it is. Like, there's my goal. I'm going to reach it.
Yes.
Awesome. So, how did it feel? Talk about how it felt to have a goal that you'd been working on and maybe you've missed, right? You obviously
Mhm.
didn't reach the goal a couple times. What was it like to work for this goal for so many months, have a couple misses along the way, and finally reach that goal? Tell me how that felt.
Amazing. It was amazing. And I always set up my races with multiple goals. So I don't, it's always like the first two goals are have fun and don't hurt myself. And then the last two goals are usually for time. And my goal was to beat my PR, which was 2:06, you know, and then the other goal was like 2 hours or 2:02 or 2 hours. And it just felt really empowering and magical as I was running, like to not only realize, yeah, I got this, like it made me, when I beat the third goal of PRing, of beating 2:06, 2:07, it kind of had that feeling of, oh my gosh, like I made a big deal out of nothing. Like I can so do this. But my head was just like, oh, this is scary. This is, like so scary, so hard. Like made a big deal out of nothing. It's like, dude, I got that. This is easy. But when I got close to that 2:02, it's like unbelievable. Like I remember thinking just a year ago, running at a 9:09 pace was so scary and so frightening. Another thing that didn't think I would, but when I got that 2 hours and 1 second, it was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like in celebratory mode for a week long straight. And I still kind of am, just like, wow, like I really did run 2 hours and 1 second half marathon.
Yes, you did. And tell us about your race that you did yesterday.
Yesterday was my 10K trail run, which 4 years ago was my very first race ever. 2017, I did it in 1 hour and 4 minutes. The next year I did it in 1 hour, 1 minute, 55 seconds. So I took off like at least 2 minutes. The third year I actually went backwards. And that was when I was working very hard, but I was not working smart. I was taking pre-workout. I was listening to all these Beachbody coaches telling me I need to do the latest workouts, that they were so good for runners, and made me worse. And then there was a year off for COVID. So yesterday was, my fourth time doing it. And I went with the mindset of, you know what, I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to do the best I can today. And that was really good advice I got from you. Just go with that mindset. And I went with the RPE, rate of perceived exertion. And I didn't look at my watch a whole lot. I mean, I did kind of, but because, we're runners, but I focused more on how I felt. Am I a 4? Am I a 5? Am I a 6? And not only did I PR, but I took off, because what was my time? 57. So I PR'd by like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, by 5 minutes. Amazing. I took off. And there's this fun thing with this race where this guy, because it's called a fat turkey trail run, this person dresses up as the turkey, and the turkey runs the course. And if you pass the turkey, you get like a little mug pint glass that says, I ran faster than the turkey.
Yes, and I saw your post. It's so cute. I love that idea.
I was like, yes. I was like, I beat the turkey for the first time ever. So that was a really cool feeling.
That is so fun. I love when races kind of include those little kind of special little details that make them fun. So really, Stacie, what's next? What's next for you?
What is next? I got to break that sub 2 hour half marathon. That runner in me is like 2 hours and 1 second, really 1 second. Couldn't I just be like 1.5 seconds faster? I think it's a sub 2. And I said I was only going to run one and only full marathon, but I want to beat that time. So I'm going to run another full marathon. I don't know when, still looking at that, but I want to run just one more full marathon. That's what I say now. One more full marathon and beat that, but definitely sub 2 hour half, and then another full, beat that.
Yeah, no, I see this all the time in runners, and I always kind of joke that like, you come coach with me, I come with a warning label that you think that you have a big goal. Well, I'll push you to make a bigger goal, because in my mind, there is no finish line, right? The finish line is not the end of a journey. It's the beginning of a new challenge, right? Yep. And you can tell me all you want that you're going to do just one more, but I'm never going to believe that because there's always something more. There's always more that we can unlock inside of our bodies. And, you know, Stacie, this is just the beginning. You've been doing this for 4 years. Where are you going to be in 5 more, in 10 more? This is going to be an amazing journey, and I am so excited to see where you end up next. So hopefully we can get you to that sub 2-hour half marathon here in Miami coming up. So keep training hard, keep working on that mindset. And then Stacie, any other closing remarks to anybody that's watching?
Nope, just get somebody who knows what they're talking about. Work with somebody who knows what they're talking about. Like Allie, amazing. And the mindset is huge. And I don't know, this book right here, she recommended this book, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins. Mindset, work with somebody who knows what they're doing, tailor it to you, to your needs. Don't do cookie cutter plans like I did. Don't work harder, not smarter like I did. Like, reach out to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of think like, you know, so many people, we're in a day and age where so many people are like ashamed of needing help or asking for help. You guys, Olympic athletes have coaches, professional athletes have coaches. And you know what? I know it might seem like an luxury expense to hire a coach if you're just, you know, the couple times a year runner, but just the confidence and the self-assurance that comes from knowing that you are being strategic about the way that you're training and doing the absolute best that you can and unlocking what your body is actually capable of. That's the best confidence boost that you can ever get, because confidence is never going to come from a size of jeans or from a number on a scale. It comes from what our bodies are capable of. So thank you, Stacie, so much for your time. I look forward to seeing the rest of your journey. And you guys, I will talk to you very soon. Here's a huge thank you for Stacie for coming on to the channel. If you or anyone else you know is interested in a coach, interested in a running coach to help you reach those finish lines, to reach those PRs, to achieve those big goals, I'm putting a link in the comments. I'm offering anybody that watches this video a free 30-minute coaching call so we can talk about your goals, talk about your current training, and seeing what we can do, what strategies and things that we can implement to help you achieve those big things. So that's it for me today, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.